Everyone, welcome to the show. So, I have the story for you about another member of the Leopards Eating People's Faces party. So, NBC Miami reported this story. So, as you can see here, this is a married couple, and it says he took his wife, a Trump fan, to the president's hotel in Doral. Instead, he was detained by ICE. So the man you see here is Brian Jose Rojas Galofre. He goes by Rojas, though. He is a Venezuelan immigrant. He came to the U.S. in 2021. He actually turned himself in to Border Patrol. So he did things the right way. He said, I'm seeking asylum. And whether you agree with that or not, that was the law. That is what our country allowed. So he did do things the right way, according to the law. He followed the letter of the law. Since he came to the country, he met this woman and married her. She is the woman. Let me add it back to the stage so you can see her. She is a U.S. citizen. Her name is Socorro Zaragoza. Okay. They got married in 2024. They have these two children. They are American born children. Well, they already had one of them in January of 2025. This was just 7 days, this incident occurred 7 days after Donald Trump was inaugurated. They took this trip to Trump's Doral Hotel because his wife, that you saw there in that photo, his wife and her family are big Trump fans. So they were hoping to see Trump at the hotel because there was a Republican event going on. So this was on January 27th, 2025. They get to the security checkpoint at the hotel, and the Secret Service and the police, both local police, both searched his vehicle. So, or I think it was her vehicle actually, because they found an airsoft gun under one of the seats. Now, she says she always carried this airsoft gun with her for protection because it looked like a real gun. And, when she was driving alone, she would carry it with her under the seat. They also found a marijuana grinder in, I guess, the glove compartment. So they arrest both of them. They charge them with one count of possession of drug paraphernalia with the intent to use. And then the agents noticed that Rojas had tattoos. So here's what he said. He said, they pulled me out of the car. They checked my tattoos. They started asking if I belonged to a gang. They took photos of me and put me under review to see if I was linked to terrorism. At that time, the news surrounding the Tren de Aragua gang was making major headlines. So they take him to a Miami detention center. He ends up spending over 3 months in ICE custody in this detention center. And Rojas said, I was really worried about being deported to El Salvador because that was in the headlines as well. He didn't speak with his wife for over a month. And the wife told the news outlet, quote, I thought that was it. That was my, or excuse me, I thought that was it, that my family was over. I thought I would wake up one day and find that I had lost him, that I would be left all alone with my son. So again, they only had the one child at the time. Well, eventually he gets released on $15,000 of bond. But in the meantime, he lost his job. He had lost his work permit. And then they end up losing their home. They had to sell their car. And they used his 401k that he had started to cover their attorney's fees and bail. So now this couple is $80,000 in debt. His next immigration hearing isn't until 2028, 2 years from now, 2 years from now. And then DHS said, when they were reached for comment, they referred to him as a, quote, criminal illegal alien, even though he's never been convicted of any serious crime in the U.S. or anywhere else. So news outlets went and did a search, found no criminal activity. And then Rojas told the news outlet, quote, they want to keep smearing my name just to avoid granting me a work permit, thereby denying me my Social Security benefits. It is an outrage against my wife, who is an American citizen, and my 2 children. And in April of 2026, he filed a complaint about the detention center conditions. And Rojas said this. He said, "It is a federal prison where they would put you on lockdown for 4 or 5 days at a time, unable to speak with your family, eating food slid under the door, and deprived of basic necessities. I was terrified because someone actually died inside there. There were fights. What I felt while in prison was an overwhelming sense of loneliness, anguish, and despair." And check this out. So while he was locked up, Rojas' family, his mother and father, got scammed by a fake immigration attorney. So his mother told a news outlet, quote, "He would answer all my messages and ask me for various things. I would send him the documents I would send him the documents he requested. I even sent him about $2,000, but then all of a sudden I never heard from him or his associates again." So not only did he and his wife lose money, but his mother is out $2,000. Totally got ripped off with this fake attorney. This is the kind of shit that's going down because of Donald Trump and his policies. So since Rojas was released, he can't work because he doesn't have a work permit. So his wife, they end up having another baby. He gets released, they have another baby. One day after the birth of their second child, she had to go back to work because she said, quote, "We had nothing for the baby," because he can't work. So Rojas's mother, she hasn't seen the baby because she fears traveling because she's undocumented as well. And here's the thing. I have no sympathy. I'm sorry. I have sympathy for him, but his wife said she still supports Donald Trump. She told journalists that now she believes that Trump's immigration policies are racist. And she said, "We are all human beings. God created us himself." But then at the same time, she said she doesn't blame Donald Trump. Are you freaking kidding me? So here's what she said. She said, "I don't think anything bad about the president. It wasn't his fault. It was our fault. I just wanted to see him and fulfill a dream. But in trying to make that dream come true, my life was ruined. It destroyed my happiness." And then she also said this, "I'm his fan. I believe Trump is a good president." And then she said, "What he is doing to migrants isn't fair. What happened to my family wasn't fair." How do you square these things? Seriously. He destroyed your life. He destroyed your family's life. This is like an abusive relationship. "Oh, well, he only hit me because it's my fault because of what I did." Oh my God. Uh, Again, it is almost impossible to have any sympathy for these people when they absolutely will not blame their abuser. No, this didn't have to happen. He's not a good president. He's hurting people who have done nothing wrong. How can you not fucking see that? This is insanity. These people are brainwashed. Tell me again how it's not a cult. Oh my God. Anyway, there you go, guys. I what do you say? What do you say? After all this time, they still don't freaking get it. All right. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. If I hear more on this case, I will let you know. Please share this with others so they understand how brainwashed these people are. Subscribe if you have not. Please become a supporter of the show if you possibly can. Things have been tough this year, very tough. I don't know what the hell YouTube is thinking, but they are just screwing over longtime channels like mine. So anyway, love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.